Let's talk more about this then. We're joined tonight by founder of the Crown Gospel Music Awards, Zanele Mbokazi, to reflect on the life and times of Deborah Fraser. Ms. Mbokazi, a very good evening to you. Welcome to the program. Under sad circumstances tonight, you were among the people who honored Deborah Fraser in life through the Crown Gospel Music Awards. But of course, your relationship goes back many more years before that, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. It is indeed a very sad day for the music industry in South Africa, but for the gospel music industry in particular, because we have lost a giant. We have lost one of the pioneers. I've known Deborah Fraser from my days back at Ukhozi FM when I was still doing the gospel music program on Ukhozi. And when I started working on the Crowns, I think it was a time where there was a shift in the gospel music industry where, you know, especially when it comes to females, there was a time when you could not talk about gospel music without mentioning Deborah Fraser and Rebecca Malope. And they've always been icons that a lot of young people have been looking up to.
And she was on stage as well at the Crowns. She won some awards, but also performed quite often, especially in the early stages. What sustained that relationship through the years?
I think it is the unique talent that she presented, but also Deborah was a very strong personality. She was very vocal about what she liked. And also, you know, for us at the Crown Awards, I remember that she was one of the first people to perform on our stage, especially when we launched the Crowns. Even before we staged the first Crowns, she sang together with Rebecca and various other artists, The Holy Spirit Must Come Down, which has been our signature song. So she was there when we launched, she sang. She was there at the opening, the very first Crowns in 2008. And subsequent to that, I know that she performed in 2010 and another year, I can't remember which year. And yes, she did win at the Crowns. I think what really sustained her and her career was her unique identity that she crafted, both in terms of how she would dress up when she performed, but also in terms of her style, her vocal abilities, and her voice was extremely versatile. Deborah could move from gospel to kwaito, to maskandi, you know, in one phase. She was that versatile, and that was a unique talent.
I mean, we were speaking earlier with Pastor Benjamin Dube in the last hour when he too was paying tribute to Deborah Fraser tonight, and we reflected on her time as a background vocalist and how she worked with the likes of circular producer Sindo Chikotwala, the late Brenda Fassie as well, is where she spent many years working, and even beyond that, she had a longer catalogue even before a solo career.
Absolutely. That is a testimony to what I've just said, that she was extremely versatile, and she had a lot of experience because she allowed herself to work with a number of different seasoned artists. So when she started her solo career, she understood the music industry. She understood what she was getting herself into. But we also celebrate. I mean, we cannot talk about Deborah and not talk about Abanye Bayombona, Abanye Bayofisi Kumbona, because even though that song was her in her first album, I think years later, that's still her signature song. That is still the song that you will find everyone singing, and we remember the lyrics, and it resonates with almost everyone. So also her music, I mean, she is gone, but I know that her music will live on.
And we're showing visuals from that music video, Deborah Fraser's first hit single. If you can hear it now, let's take a listen. And Ms. Mbokazi, as we conclude then, how do we now honor a life and a career as illustrious as that of Deborah Fraser?
I think it is, first I want to say condolences to her family, especially the children and her fans in particular, from all of us at the World Gospel Powerhouse, and we want to say salute to a giant in the industry, and we thank her for the gift that she gave to all of us. I think we honor people like Deborah by remembering what they have contributed in the industry. Deborah has influenced a number of up-and-coming artists. There are a number of Deborahs out there who sing like her, who believed in her, and who looked up to her. So we honor by doing that. But also, her music lives on. Her music will continue to touch lives even beyond her time on earth. And for us, really, we always say that each time we give them a crown, when we give them that trophy, when we give them that crown, we always remind every artist that that crown is actually a metaphor for the crown that we hope to get when we leave this earth and get to heaven.
All right, thank you very much. Zanele Mbokazi, founder of the Crown Gospel Music Awards. Thank you for your time tonight, ma'am.